So today is May 22nd, 2017. Trump is on his 121st day in office, and since he's been in there, we have heard a continuous amount of calls for his impeachment. We actually saw a poll that suggested a majority of Americans were in favor of it, and I am saying today that not only will it not happen, you're more likely to see members of his cabinet go before he does. And I'll elaborate. Now, a lot of these people who have been calling for the impeachment, a number of these Democrats, in particular, a certain congresswoman that I will not name because she does not need any more publicity, seem to fail to realize the failures of the Democratic Party. And now, before you say, oh, what does that have to do with anything? We want to get rid of him. We don't care about what's going on with the Democrats, whatever. Well, you have to understand that they have lost almost everything. The Democrats have lost both chambers of Congress. They're only holding on to 16 governorships. And this all occurred, or at least, yeah, they lost the House and the Senate while Obama was in there under a Democratic president. You know, they have they're completely demolished, but them being demolished plays deeply into this because it means that they have no power on a national scale, and they need to have that to go forward with getting enough votes to not only start the impeachment but actually get him out of office. And that's something that they don't have. There's also the underdog equivalency. You got to remember, last time we had this happen was with Clinton. And a lot of people would say, wow, you guys want to get rid of him over some relationship he had with a woman and lying under oath about dating a woman or being with a woman who wasn't his wife. Isn't that kind of outlandish? And enough people in office thought so. And as a result, he got off. So, with that being said, you also have to remember that everything having to do with Russia is still speculation. We don't have proof that Trump cut some deal to give them something at our expense as a nation. And, something could come up where they prove that he was involved with, this process. Now, here's something else to consider for all the people who support this notion. A lot of people that don't like Trump also don't like Pence, the Speaker of the House, Senator Hatch, Tillerson, all the people who would be successors if you got rid of him or would step closer to the presidency with each person you got rid of. Now, I had one person suggest, oh, well, they're going to get rid of his whole cabinet if they can. That's, first of all, we've only had two presidents ever get impeached. The cabinet thing is by far a stretch, and now you're moving into this gray area where you don't just want him to be impacted, you want everybody to get messed over. It's as if they don't realize that when you're in an administration that is run by a certain candidate of a certain party, you're going to reflect and do your best to persevere in regard to that person's established doctrine. So, for example, you're not going to get Homeland Security Secretary Kelly saying that, oh, we need to open the borders. No, that's in reverse of Trump's policy. So, of course, he's going to advocate for what Trump is suggesting, which is close the borders, build the wall. And the same could be said for most other members of his cabinet. But also, there are a lot of them that we have nothing on to where we could even do anything to them. You might be able to take down Sessions too, but whatever Republican gets in there next is just going to nominate somebody else that the left and I guess some moderates will have an issue with. So you're not getting anything other than getting rid of that one person and likely just replacing them with a person who shares the exact same ideology but has a different name and might be a little bit younger or older. And that's about it. Uh, Another thing to just throw out here before we end our first live stream I've ever done on here, is to think about this idea. Trump has repeatedly said over the course of the last 2 years since he became a presidential candidate how he's a winner. He wins. He's always victorious. I would love to see in this next presidential election him just get demolished. That would be great. I would love to see how he reacts to it, because they always talk about the presidency is a creates humility, and it makes a person become more centered around things greater than themselves. And if that is to be believed, I would really be curious as to see what its effects are on Trump after a couple of years. Now, that still isn't justification for him being in office, because I would rather have someone else. Obviously, I didn't vote for him, but it's still something that appeals to me, and I can actually look forward to and say, oh man, I can't wait until this gets done or proceeded with. You'll also have some people who will make the claim that, oh well, you know, you must like him. That's why you don't want him to get impeached. No, it's nothing to do with it. I did not vote for him. I didn't support him at any point during the election. I tried to give him a fair chance when he got in there for the first couple of months. After he signed that Keystone XL pipeline, he signed me off of the potential support bandwagon. So I have no favor toward him. I do have a favor toward America, and I don't think U.S. citizens, whether they be Caucasian, Hispanic, African American, whatever race you want to call it, are going to be benefited by turning on the TV every day and up day 69 of the president's impeachment. This person has presented this evidence, and the House will vote next month. Just the process is really egregious. That's the best way to end this. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.